Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope all you guys are doing fantastic. What a beautiful day. Just beautiful right now. And I hope that it's showing in the camera, because I'm going to tell you, this is about 7:30 on a Saturday and it's just gorgeous. And I mean, we got a Hero, what is it, Hero 4? I think it is. Yeah, it is a Hero 4. So it's not the best camera out there, but I'm going to tell you, this weather right now is amazing. I probably got a good 20 minutes before it gets dark, and I actually recorded part of this video, but my camera actually died. And you know, it's kind of my fault. I should have changed the batteries, but I didn't. And as I was talking in the video, it just died. So I decided to do it again, and again, you know, do another video here for you guys. I hope you guys enjoying this video. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Again, you know, I appreciate the support. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you could be notified, of course, when I post videos. I'm really enjoying the motorcycle vlogs. It's a different thing, you know. In my main channel, I do all the things, and in this one, I'm just enjoying it very, very much. Let's take this turn right here. So here's the thing, you know, I have owned several motorcycles by this point, and I really don't consider myself a good rider. I really not, you know. I consider myself okay, and I continue to improve every day, but I mean, it takes years upon years for you to become a really decent rider, and I really believe that you got to put a lot of miles. And I'm going to tell you, anybody could go in a straight line. That's just easy. The difficult thing is like slow maneuvers, you know, U-turns, making 90-degree turns, you know, navigating through obstacles, and just doing it right, not just doing it sloppy, right? Again, you know, anybody could go in a straight line. That's just easy. That's just going straight. But I have bought several bikes, and I got a Crush Rocket at one point. It was a Gixxer 750, which was a great bike. I enjoyed it. It was just a fast machine. And then I had a Yamaha V-Star 1100. Nothing fancy, but when I had it, it was kind of hooked up. It had some nice, you know, I put some ammo cans, the saddlebags, and it was just very enjoyable. I liked that bike very much. I really didn't have too many issues with the bike, and you know what? It was kind of like a transportation. I used to use it all the time. Back in those days, I had a Chevy Silverado, and gas was like really, really expensive. And again, I used to save a lot of money. And now, I got this Road King, you know, Classic 2005, and I'm going to tell you, by far, this is my favorite bike, and I can tell you why in a different video, but so far, I just love it. I love the fact that, you know, the whole culture behind the Harley. I love the look. I'm in love with the looks. I love the Classic with the blue color, and, you know, my black saddlebags, and I love my bars. I mean, I love everything about this bike. I'm really happy that I have it, and I'm really enjoying it. But if you are a new rider and you're looking for a bike, I'm going to tell you, you really got to do a lot of research. And, you know, I'm not saying not to listen to people, really not, you know, listen to a lot of YouTubers here in the communities, because they do a lot of times share great information, right? But at the same time, you're going to have to make your own decisions, and you're going to have to, you know, do some research, and maybe hopefully go out there and try some of these bikes. You know, if you have the possibility to ride them, I mean, that's amazing. You know, if you have a friend that has one that, you know, allows you to ride it, or you have a dealership that allows you to ride some of those bikes, you know, that's fantastic too. But the thing about this is that I see a lot of guys getting into crazy payments. You know, when I talk to people and things like that, getting into a crazy payment is something that I really debated a lot. And I thought about it, you know, and I did I checked my account, I checked my pay, you know, I went to the Harley, you know, website, I went to the Harley dealership, I looked at some of the Road Kings, I looked at some of the Road Glide, which is my favorite bike, and all that, and ultimately, I decided to go with an old style bike, you know, 2005, primarily because of the money. That was the main reason. You know, obviously a new bike is better than an old bike. I mean, it is what it is. My riding style is just going to work, you know, taking rides around the city, you know, going maybe an hour, 2 hours away, really not looking to go into any crazy places. If I take a trip, it will be like once every year or something like that. So it's not like I'm putting serious miles in long places, like 2-3 states, away from me. So if the bike breaks, which it has, I just, drive it to my mechanic or, tow it to my mechanic or something. And it's not going to be crazy expensive that if my bike breaks in a different state. I mean, at that point, you're going to have to take the bike to a dealership, maybe stay over a couple nights while they're fixing your bike and things like that. So, again, nothing wrong with buying a new bike, really not. A new bike is just amazing. Hopefully one day I'm going to be able to afford it. But the thing about it that I wanted to say is that if you can't afford it, then you won't be able to enjoy it. And then every month you're going to be stressing out about your bike payment. And I didn't want to do that. Whatever you do, it's your life. But here's the thing, I wanted to mention this because as I see some of these reviewers and some of these people, we always, making videos, and some of the guys that make videos, and obviously, the new bike is better than, the last bike. It's typically that way. The newest bike is going to be more powerful. It's going to be more, typically better than the older bike. But the thing about this that I hate to see is that a lot of times people test review a bike and really dog or talk bad about the early generation. Like, you can't do nothing with an 88. This bike right here is an 88 cubic inch, and they hate on it. Oh, it's an 88, really can do, doesn't have too much power. But if you go back a few years ago, or when the bike came out, people would talk good about it. Oh, wow, there's a lot of power. You could do a lot of things with the bike. You could go across the country with the bike. But now, years later, you can go across the country with the bike. Why not? Why is that a reason? Why can you not have fun with an 88? Why can you not have a great time, right? And again, that's kind of like the mentality, like I've seen people talking about the 114. Oh, the 114 is, fantastic. And, I want a bike with a 114. But then you got bikes with a 103 cubic inch, and it's kind of like, oh, that's updated. You really can't do much with that. Kind of deal, like people talk about it like it's nothing, like it's not powerful, like it's not going to move you around, like it's not going to take you in a great vacation, like it's not going to take you out with your friends and you're going to enjoy your life, right? It's not going to do that because it's a 103. I rode my brother's-in-law's Fat Boy as a 96, and I'm going to tell you, it had a lot of power. It really did. It was enjoyable. It was nice. I liked it a lot. I actually had a really great time riding that bike. And again, it's a 96, and I'm going to tell you, it was fast. It was really fast, and it did just fine. So, if you're looking for a bike, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're looking for a bike, you're going to deal with this kind of stuff. If you're a new buyer, you're going to deal with this kind of stuff. You're going to deal with guys, first of all, dogging on you because you're not buying a Harley. And that is really sad, in my opinion. Very, very sad. You got a new rider, he's trying to get into the business, he's trying to ride a bike, and you got, Harley riders saying, hey, you know what, you're not good. If you don't buy a Harley, it's not good, And to me, that's ridiculous. There's many bikes out there that I enjoy. I saw the Vaquero, fantastic bike. I've seen many reviews from that bike, never seeing anybody really saying anything bad about it. And again, I thought about it. I thought about buying a Vaquero. I seen the, again, Kawasaki bikes. I seen the Victory bikes. Seeing a lot of guys talking really great things about those bikes. Again, really didn't see many people dogging on the bike. Actually, guys that own the bikes. How about this one? Yamaha Stratoliner or the Roadliner. I talked to a guy one time that took one to California. He was in the road for weeks, I believe maybe months, and he had a great time, fantastic time. He took it over the summer, I believe, and he just had a great time with that bike. Fantastic bike. You could find a Stratoliner with low mileage for a good $5,000-$6,000. Again, 1900cc. If you go online and you put a Stratoliner custom, it looks kind of like a Road King, big bagger, 1900cc. Nice. You can put nice bar. Great motorcycle and a lot of fun. Look at that truck. So anyways, you're going to have to be really careful. If you're buying a bike, you're going to have to be really careful. I'm not saying not to listen to some of those guys doing, you know, motorcycle reviews, but if you could have somebody that, if you're new into the market, and you could have somebody that could give you some good tips, can allow you to ride some of the bikes and things like that, that will be the best way. Because here's the thing, you want to get the best for your money. So obviously, as you go up in years, you're going to get the best thing for your money, right? So like in this bike 2005, there has been some issues in the Road King that I'm like, man, you know, we have to deal with this stuff. And I got a good friend at work, Jason. Okay, love you, bye. My mom was calling me. I had to stop for a second, or not stop, you know, answer the phone with my helmet. So anyways, like I was saying, you know, there was some issues that I have in this bike, and talking to my friend Jason, every now and then I say, man, I'm having this issue, and he tells me things like, oh yeah, they changed that in 2009, or they changed that in this year, or they changed that in that year. So obviously, if you go for the best year, if you go, you know, you want to get the best you can for your money, right? You want to get the best you can for your money, but at the same time, I'm going to tell you, you know, a lot of times you're just going to buy a bike and you're just going to enjoy it. And obviously you want to get the best thing for your money, right? I'm not saying that. If you have some money and you're trying to buy a motorcycle, obviously, you know, try to get what you can for your money. That's what I would recommend you. But the thing about this is that when you see some of these guys reviewing or talking about bikes, I feel that a lot of times they dog on some of the older bikes. You know, they'll be like, nah, you know, the new 114 came out, so there's nothing else better than the 114, and everything before the 114 is trash. And the way they make it sound sometimes, it's kind of like, you know, you can't really do anything. You can, if you buy an 88, you won't be able to do anything. And I'm going to tell you, this bike is pretty good, in my opinion. You know, it goes as fast as I need it. I've been riding it for months already, and I've been enjoying it, and it does everything that I want to do. Again, you know, sometimes I wish it had a little bit more power when I'm in the highways, but when I'm in the regular streets, I'm going to tell you, like now, it does just fine, and I enjoy it very much. And again, you know, if you have some money and you don't want to put yourself in a crazy payment, again, you know, something like, in my opinion, if I could go back on time, I probably would have got a 2009 and above, because there's a lot of complications that kind of went away in those years. And you got a 96, I believe, you got a 6P transmission, and you got a lot of stuff. So don't disregard some of the old bikes. Really don't, guys. Really don't disregard that. I know some of these YouTubers are telling you buy a brand new bike, but if you cannot afford $500 a month and you're going to put yourself in debt, what's going to happen is that you're not going to enjoy it. You're really not. You're going to hate it. You're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to be able to have a good time. You're going to be stressing out about payments, and you're just not going to enjoy it. And I'm going to tell you, you know, some of these bikes are just great. Yes, I have had some complications. Yes, that it has, you know, broken me, but I'm going to tell you, a couple $100 I have fixed it, and that's about it. Better than paying a $500 payment every single month. This guy's in a rush. Yeah, let's race. Nah, really. Alright guys, hope you guys are doing fantastic. Stay tuned, we got more videos coming up, and as always, God is in control.